Welcome back to the Ed Show, and thanks for watching. Veterans, pay attention to this one, my friends. It's no secret that Tea Party fanatics, they want to privatize Social Security, privatize Medicare, abolish the Department of Education. They got a list of stuff they want to do. It's all part of their warped view that every entitlement is a socialist handout. But now we got a new one. Tea Party Senate nominee Ken Buck, this psycho talker out of Colorado, he's talking about privatizing veterans' hospitals. Now, the people who put their uniform on and protect this country, do they not deserve a guarantee? A guarantee, not free market stuff, deserve our utmost loyalty and respect when they come home? Do we want to turn it over to a corporation? A corporation in charge of their care would be loyal to only one thing, my friends, and that is the God almighty dollar in the insurance industry. Joining me now is Paul Rieckhoff, the founder and executive director of Iraq Afghanistan Veterans of America. If this one doesn't boil veterans, Paul, I don't know what will to even think about this. What if we were to privatize veterans' health care? What could happen?
Well, it's not going to happen, so I think it should stop right there. There's not a single veterans group in America from any side of the political spectrum that would support the privatization of VA health care. It's just not going to happen. This is a really fringe idea that's dead on arrival. You know, there are some problems with the VA. It gets banged up a lot, but the quality of care is generally very good. We've got to improve access to care, especially in rural areas, especially in places like Colorado. But privatizing is a crazy idea that's going nowhere, and no veterans organization is going to support.
Veteran organizations might not support it, but an unpredictable candidate, they go out and they win, and they've turned some Republicans to think right with them. I mean, if they were to get the majority, this could be a major issue in Washington. And what would the response be? How would the veterans group handle this if it comes up? These are the way these ideas end up in the mainstream.
Well, I think every veterans group in Washington would hit back pretty hard and resist against this. I mean, the VA does, again, deliver a very high quality of care. This idea has been floated in the past, and anyone who tries it goes down to Washington, talks to a couple of veterans groups, talks to people who are familiar with the VA system and veterans issues, and realize that it's really a throwaway line for TV. It's really got no policy or legislative oomph, and it's not going anywhere.
Okay, so we'll slam Buck saying he's a psycho talker before we get to psycho tonight. All right, the GI Bill. There are some things that are slow to be implemented. What are they, and what are you doing about it?
Yeah, we had a huge win on the new GI Bill a little over 2 years ago, and it's a big boost for Iraq and Afghanistan vets, but it's incomplete. Right now, it doesn't cover vocational schools. It doesn't cover on-the-job training. It doesn't cover distance learning, and thousands of Iraq and Afghanistan veterans are left out. So the GI Bill needs an upgrade. We've made tremendous progress, but what we need right now is Senator Reid to send it to the floor for a vote. In this economy, our veterans need every edge they can get. This should cross partisan lines. It's an easy win for both parties going into election year. But we need everybody watching to call Senator Reid, tell him to send it to a vote. This is something they can get done, and they have to get done before they leave in a couple weeks for election season.
Are you nervous that if the Republicans get the majority that they will leave veterans behind, because all they want to do with their new pledge to America is cut government spending, and that would be across the board? Could the veterans hospitals, could veterans care take a cut at this point?
I don't think so. I think it's a third rail. I don't think either party would go anywhere near veterans benefits right now. You've got over 2 million men and women who've gone through Iraq and Afghanistan who are coming home, who need support, who need jobs, who need serious medical care. And anybody who wants to go near that is really, I think, going to have a challenge, not just with veterans groups, but with the entire country. I mean, we have a moral obligation to take care of these men and women, and now's not the time to start cutting their benefits. They've given enough, and they need every resource that our country has to offer.
Paul Rieckhoff, Director of IAVA. Great to have you with us tonight, Paul. Thanks so much.
My pleasure, Ed. Thank you, man.